It's the most wonderful time of the year, and it's not Christmas. It's when Spurs start to bottle. West Ham went full throttle and got 3 points and won. It's the most wonderful time of the year. West Ham do Spurs over. What's better than that, people? Roll the titles. Let's get on with it. Getting up at 5 AM in the morning, running on very little sleep, was definitely worth it for this game. West Ham beat Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 at the London Stadium, and it means that West Ham are now 9 points clear of Spurs. 9 points. And West Ham go up to 4th in the Premier League table. What does this mean? It means potentially we're doing a European tour. It means Champions League anthem being played every other week. It means Europe. Okay? It means things that weren't even in our imaginations at the start of this season. What more can I say? West Ham are going places and have been doing all season. Beating Spurs is another cherry added on top of the cake. It's amazing feeling right now. I am so buzzing. I'm not showing it as much as I want to, trying to keep calm, but inside I am going absolutely wild. Come on, you Irons, what a win. Now that we've broken the ice and we figured out that West Ham have beaten Spurs 2-1 at the London Stadium, how many times am I going to say that? I don't know, I don't care. It happened. Get over it if you're a Spurs fan. I've got my notes on my phone, and my phone is right here. As opposed to writing it down on a notepad, I wrote them on my phone this time. So I've got all the information down here, starting with the team lineups. Fabianski in goal. Dawson and Diop kept their centre-back places. Cresswell and Sofal as full-backs. Souček and Rice, they continue their partnership. Bowen, Fornals and Lingard, and Antonio up top on his own. There was a chance that Antonio may have been rested for this game, but he started and played the full 90 minutes. Fornals played instead of Benrahma, but that was Major's decision again. And Diop obviously had to retain his place in the starting 11. Diop's been fantastic ever since he replaced Ogbonna for the time being, and it was only fair that Diop kept playing in that position at the start of the game. As for Spurs, Harry Kane started, and there was a possibility that he wouldn't play in this game, but he started either way. Eric Lamela started, and Lucas Moura started. So Spurs had a good attacking front four, with Ndombele in the back, and it would be a real test. There's no doubt about it. Like I said in the preview, Spurs have really good attacking options. So Spurs there did really have all of the right tools for the job. They have the tools for the job, but those tools are out of date and a bit rusty. Well, so it seemed in this game. Those tools are out of date and rusty. 5 minutes in, West Ham take the lead and it's already 1-0. Jarrod Bowen whips in the ball. Lloris thinks that Antonio's going to touch the ball at first. That doesn't happen. The ball actually goes into Lloris's chest. He panics, fumbles it. Antonio's there, right place, right time to fire in the rebound, very close range. It's 1-0 to West Ham. Antonio's back on the score sheet again. Good start to the game, and that was a sign of positivity. West Ham were offensively dominant in that first half. We made Spurs look like 2007 Derby in that first half. Spurs had no attack at all. West Ham had all of the ball and kept pushing and pushing and pushing. I will say that Spurs did have one good run with Eric Lamela attacking a lot, and I know he is often considered overrated. I'm not a big fan of Lamela myself, but he put in a really good performance for Spurs in that first half, I thought. He was really good. Made a lot of runs, was threatening in the middle. West Ham just contained him. West Ham were all over Spurs, even defensively. It was a corner, and Souček went to head the ball to save a possible goal-scoring opportunity and cut his head in the process, blood gushing out of his head. Had to go off, and at that point Martin Noble was getting ready to come on. But it's great character from Souček that he came back into the game because he was needed. Souček just had his head taped up, came back into the game, no need for a sub. And that shows some real grit. It's like a Julian Dicks kind of thing, isn't it? Terminator, no nonsense, not going to go down and not get back up again. So Souček, yeah, really good of him to come back into the game even after he was gushing in blood. West Ham, on the other hand, offensively, what a good offensive first half performance. Issa Diop and Craig Dawson were fantastic yet again in the first half. Yes, West Ham had a good attack, but the defence was arguably just as good and maybe even a tad bit better than the offensive side of things. Diop was solid. He's going to give Ogbonna a fighting place for that centre-back position. Diop and Ogbonna are going to have to fight it out to get that place, is what I'm saying. Diop was really good in that first half. He had a really good game, as did Dawson. Dawson had a really good game as well. Both of them solid and stopped Spurs in the tracks. Half-time came and I was generally very impressed. My only one concern was that Fornals wasn't involving himself as much as he could have. But other than that, West Ham were good as a whole unit. Good attack, lots of threatening options, lots of pressure on Spurs. Spurs weren't looking good in that first half, and they made changes to start the second half. I couldn't understand why Lamela came off and Bale went on. I thought Lamela had a decent first half. Bale coming on hasn't really worked for Spurs in the past. He's not the type of player that he used to be. He's not the first choice go-to player anymore, like he was 8 years ago. So when Lamela came off, I couldn't understand that substitution. Maybe it was to add another attacking option on, but that's an attacker coming off for an attacker. So I don't know what the logic was behind that. It's Mourinho's choice at the end of the day. For West Ham, the choice was either sit back and defend or go for it more. And West Ham decided to go for it more. Not just to settle for the simple 1-0, but try and double the lead. And that very much happened. There's a really detailed, in-depth way to break down West Ham's second goal. It's all Fornals' work. Jesse Lingard gets the goal, but this is all Pablo Fornals. Fornals cuts in through two defenders, gets with Lingard, and the two kind of merge together, and that confuses Lloris. I read Lloris's body language. He's like this. He's anticipating a pass or a layoff. He's thinking Fornals might curl it, but Lingard gets his foot on the ball and fires it into the far corner. It was flagged for offside though, and I couldn't understand why, because it went to VAR and replay, and I was saying, if this is not given, that is just scandalous. That was even worse than the Souček red card incident, because Fornals was onside, definitely onside, no real bones about it, goal was given, and West Ham went and did a little rock band celebration and Gangnam Style, and it was 2-0 to West Ham. Really good start to both halves. It was showing West Ham were going to try and be in control. But at the same time, that was Spurs' wake-up call. And even though they were 2-0 down, Spurs got going. Spurs did have more of the ball and went forward a lot more, creating chance after chance, missing the goal by a few small margins. I was threatened by Spurs, but I wasn't confident they'd score anything. Not with our big numbers, and just not with the way the game was planning out. Yeah, okay, it did change. Spurs went back in with the game and scored a goal. Bale puts in a corner. Lucas Moura heads it high above Fabianski into the net, and it's 2-1. And that gives David Moyes some options. What does he decide to do? No defensive change. Bowen goes off, Ben Rama comes on. Good substitution. Good substitution, because that shows that West Ham still wanted to get another goal and increase the deficit by 2 goals. So Moyes made an attacking substitution there, and it was spot on from him. Moyes wasn't going to sit back and let Spurs come into us. West Ham went out there and wanted to get the 3 points secured in a safe and comfortable way. Spurs played wider. Spurs played with higher tempo. They were attacking down the wing. Harry Kane keeps the ball in the box and crosses it back in. It's cleared out. Bale smashes the crossbar. That was a heart-in-the-mouth moment, and it was nerve-wracking. It was a story of two different halves. The first half, as a West Ham fan, you felt confidence. The second half, you felt nerves. But that's what we're accustomed to by now, especially when it's against a rival club. Bale smashed that effort against the crossbar, and it seemed like Spurs were getting closer and closer and closer to scoring. Playing wider, getting the ball in a lot more, and just missing chances by a few small margins. Stoppage time was nervy. I mean, I thought that West Ham were going to get 3 minutes, but they ended up getting 5 minutes on the board. And I was thinking the worst could happen. Curling effort from Sofal. Well, Sofal tries to clear it. I think it goes off Son and it curls and goes off the post and is cleared away. Ooh, that was a heart in the mouth moment. That wasn't good for my blood pressure. That's the third game where it's not been good for my blood pressure this season, where it's been the Fulham game, the Aston Villa game at home, and now the Spurs game at home. That's 3 times when my blood pressure's shot up and I've been really nervous. But every single time that's happened, West Ham have come out on top, and it finished 2-1 to West Ham. West Ham go 4th in the league with 45 points and with a plus 10 goal difference, having won 19 games, drawn 6 and lost 6. So we've got points from 76% of games thus far this season. And the plus 10 goal difference is more than what Slaven Bilic finished on in the 15-16 season, because Bilic finished on with plus 7. Moyes has got us to a plus 10 goal difference. So these are record-breaking stats, and club-breaking stats, should I say. And I think that's Moyes' first victory over Mourinho. And that's something even more joyful to celebrate. Because every time we beat a Mourinho team, it's something more special, because he's so arrogant and so stuck up for most of the time. Although in his post-match interview he said Spurs were the better team for the most part of that game, but West Ham made it count. And he's right. West Ham made it count. We made our 4 chances count for something. 2 of those went into the net, and it got West Ham the 3 points. All the players work for each other. All the players support each other. Issa Diop has been fantastic since he came into the team. Craig Dawson, excellent today. Sofal, excellent. Sofal's the best right back I've seen since the days of Zabaleta. Souček shows a brave, warrior-like and never-say-die attitude that Julian Dicks had. Who else? Antonio had a full 90 minutes, which suggests that he's fully fit. Fornals stepped it up in the second half. In fact, all those front 4. Antonio got a goal. Bowen created the first goal. Lingard scored. Fornals assisted the Lingard goal. Those 4, excellent. Declan Rice is a world-class player. Declan Rice is a world-class defensive mid and the best in the Premier League. And he has helped to change the mindset of this club. He is helping to change this team as a whole. He's helping the manager to change the team. Declan Rice takes plaudits. He is a good young leader who is helping to change West Ham's fortunes and future ambitions. He's essential. The whole team together is an essential package that all comes together and works for each other. And it's so good. In fact, it's better than so good. It's what we want. Thank you very much for watching The Aftermath. What a win. What a day. What a time to be alive. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Obviously, next week, I'm going to write a few articles up for the website. I've also got opposition uncovered to do for the Man City game. And I'm going to throw an over to you in there at the same time. So you've got all that to look forward to for next week. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.